this is the help video for Access Chapter 7, Prepare Case B, beginning with step number 2. And we are going to start looking at SQL, which is Structured Query Language. And I am going to do this first query the normal way, and then I want to show you the SQL so that you can see we've really been doing SQL all along. So we're going to create a query from table customer. So create query design, and we're going to pick customer. That's all we're going to do. And we're just going to bring these fields down. So my action of picking that query has created some structured query language code, or some SQL. So let's go ahead and say first name, last name, email, and state. Run it, and we get all of that data. Where customers live in MN. So we're going to do a criteria for Minnesota. We're going to run this, and look, now we're just getting our records for Minnesota. So I'm going to go ahead and save this and call this QRY customer MN. And then I'm going to say OK. So we did create SQL there. How do I know it? Well, if I come up here to view, and we've kind of ignored this. We've been going between data sheet and design. But now I want you to look at this SQL and look at that statement. This is what we created. And I'm actually going to copy this out so I can make it a little bit larger to show you when we talk about it. So let's see. I want my Notepad++. I'm gonna do a new, and I'm just gonna paste in this. Okay. So look, select table customer, right? So when we pulled that customer, we actually brought this part in. Look, so there's two pieces that are required in SQL. One is the select statement, and one is the from. And so the select statement picks the fields that you want. And so this relates to the action that we did where we double-clicked and we brought a field down to the grid. The from represents the table or tables. In this case, there's just one that we're using to create our query. So when we first start and we just picked the one table, we created the from statement. The where is our criteria. So we're limiting what records we're seeing by saying customer state equals Minnesota. So that's the SQL that was created. Okay, sounds good, right? And it is. It's powerful stuff. So let's go ahead and close out of that. And so one of the things, guys, is that you know, as you're learning this SQL stuff, you can build it the normal way and then flip over and look at the SQL, because I really don't expect you just immediately know how to do this. Okay, so let's do this step 3 actually in our query, how we would do it in a query, right? So we did this one, how we normally do queries, and then looked at the SQL. Step 3, I actually want to create the SQL and show you how to do that. So we're going to create this query invoices SQL that just looks at all records from table invoice. So it's the purest form, or the simplest form, I guess, of a query that we can build, right? So we're going to do a query in design, and we're going to immediately flip right here. I didn't pick any tables. I just have a blank slate. I'm going to click over here on the left where it says SQL, and it's going to switch me to this view. And so one of the things, let's see if I can, is that, do you see how this has a semicolon at the end? Let me copy this over to Notepad. If I keep adjusting my screen, then it's going to, right here, you see that semicolon? Oops. The semicolon is the indicator that it's the end of the query, right? That's what lets it know. So the query that we want is to select, so you use an asterisk to select all records from table invoice. So in the select statement, if I put an asterisk, that's telling me select all the fields from table invoice. And here's kind of the structure. The reserved words select, from, where are all capped. The objects that you're using are in the form that they actually appear. It's not necessary, it's just kind of the standard. So I'm going to put that in my query 1 statement here. So you would just type select asterisk, and I like to do it like this so you can see it doesn't matter. You could actually put it all in one line. So I'm selecting all the fields from table invoice. If I run it, there it is. If I go over to design, you're going to see nothing, right? Nothing, because we did the SQL. We're going to save this one as QRY Invoices SQL. Perfect. I'm going to close that one out, and we're done with step 3. Let's look at step 4. Create a query using SQL. Use an asterisk to list all records and fields from table invoice. Ooh, we've got a where statement here, between, to display the records between those two dates. Okay, so the last query we just did select asterisk from table, and we got all the fields and all the records. In this one, we're getting all the fields, but we're going to limit what records by putting in the where clause. So let's go ahead and start this. We're going to create a query in design, and we're going to switch over to SQL. Okay, so this is going to be our select invoices. So let me see here, what are we doing? So in this, we're going to select everything, so asterisk, from TBL invoice, right? We got that. And then here, where invoice date is between £1/15/2022. That's the dates, right? Where's the dates? Yeah. And 1/17/2022. Let's see if it runs. Okay, so let's think about what we want to do here. I'm going to put TBL invoice dot, so we can tell where invoice date is from. And then I'm going to put some parentheses here. So this is around that. And then Oops, I forgot my pound sign here. That's probably what it is. Let's see if we can run it. There we go. I didn't probably need to do that. So, look at this one now. Excuse me. So, it built it, right? So, could I have done this? Absolutely. And created the SQL from it. So, let's save this as QRY select Invoices SQL. So bottom line, for a lot of this, you can actually create it here and look at the SQL. So let's go ahead and do the next one, and then I think I'm going to stop. So create a query using SQL that lists all records from table service. In the select statement, include the following fields. Serviced, all records. Okay. So let's interpret this. So let's create this. So first of all, table service. So let's do it this way and see what happens. From the select statement, include service name, description, and fee. All right. Where service fee is greater than or equal to 75. And you're going to say, well, wait, we were supposed to be doing SQL. Well, we really did. So if I switch my view, look, there's my SQL. But as we're learning this, it is a difficult process to do this and to get the structure down. So I would recommend, for the ones that you can, create it and then flip over and look at the SQL, because I do want you to start familiarizing yourself with this. So select. So remember, this is select statement picks what columns, what fields, service name, description, and fee, all from table service. From table service, so that's our table. And then here's our where clause. And see, some of this stuff is Access putting it in all these parentheses. But it works. We're going to save it. We're going to save it as, what are we saving it as? QRY expensive, no, QRY select Invoices SQL. All right, I'm going to stop this. Oops, did I already? No, cancel. What am I doing? Oh, I am on this next one. I apologize. We're on step 5. So we're going to save this as QRY expensive services SQL. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop this and pick up with step number 7 in the next movie. All right, thank you.